I know you all were there for me.
So let's start with today's class. Okay. So today we will be talking about is we will be learning how to manage files. Okay. So you must have seen that there are many people who use Python to like use files. Like let's say if we want a Word document. Okay, so Python can help us edit, write, and many other functionalities. Okay, so let's talk about what are file operations that we can perform in Python. So basically, what these are the three major like operations that you can perform on files, that are opening and closing of files. Okay, writing and reading files, renaming files. Okay, so these are the basic three operations that we will be talking about today in this particular lecture. So let's first start with opening and closing a file. So what do you mean by opening and closing a file? Can anybody of you tell me what do you like understand by opening and closing file? Anybody? Pankaj, Jagriti, Pranchi, anybody? What do you understand by opening and closing of files? It's just like a basic term, opening and closing of files. What do you understand by opening a file? Let's say I'm opening this file. Okay, this file is getting load and then I can read it, right? So similarly, and when I have completed all the operations that I want to perform. Let's say I wanted to edit this the and change it to something else. Okay, I edited it, and then after editing, what I did was I closed it. Okay, so this is what opening and closing a file generally means. So opening a file. When do we open a file? When we want to read, or when we want to append, or when we want to write. Okay, and when do we close the file? When we are done with the operations. Okay, and then we close the file. And what are writing and reading? So writing is like doing something on the file. That is, it can not only be writing, it can also be editing. Okay, it can also be editing, it can also be like let's say adding more lines. Let's say I have already made a file, okay, that has 5 lines of anything, 5 lines written. Okay, now what I want is I want more 5 lines to be added to it. So now I will write again, like I will append. So this is what we mean by writing and reading files. Reading is whatever the data is, excuse me, whatever the data is, okay, we are fetching it and then we are using it in our program. So that means reading. Okay, so like all of us are students. Okay, so what like reading, so what can you understand by reading? What is the significance of reading in a student's life? Anybody?
Are you asking about what is the significance of reading?
Yeah, not exactly like reading, like in a student, like why is reading useful, like what does
Oh,
reading does?
as a general.
Yeah, 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 in a general way.
So reading, we can say, when we read something, when we have to learn something new, or when we have to learn something. If we want to know something,
Hmm.
then we have to read, or we need some material that provide us knowledge about something. If we in our school, in our college also, we just, if we want to know about any subject, anything which is going around us, it's also in providing materialistic form, so that we can grab it and understand what it still is. So reading is basically provide us information about
Correct,
something which we
correct,
want to know.
correct. So in the same manner, what the read function over here is doing, it is providing the program some information, okay, from the file. Okay, let's say this ppt is a file, correct? So if I want this particular slide, it is an information. So we can have this information using Python also, right? So this is what reading operations on a file means. And renaming files, like we change the name of the file. So this is some three important file operations that each and every uh, like whatever the extension let's say it is a PPT, let's say it is a document file, let's say it's a Excel file. All these three operations are basically performed on all the three. Okay, maybe it is text.txt file, maybe it is .py file again. Okay, but these three operations will always be like common in all the extensions and all the types of files. Okay, so now let's talk about what opening and closing file syntax is in our Python language. Okay, so let's get to our working. Let's go to working. Okay, so let's say I have a file. I'm making a new file over here. Okay, so let's call it new file and txt. Okay, let's call it demo.txt. Okay, this is demo.txt over here. So I want, let's delete it. Okay, first delete it. Okay, so what I want is, let's create a file first. Okay, so for opening a file, okay, let's write some codes for opening a file. Let's say I have a file underscore object is equal to open. Okay, so open over is a function that will open the file in the present directory, unless just if I give like demo.txt. Okay, if I just give this, so what it will do is, it will search in this present directory. This directory is where the demo.py is. Okay, it will search for something that is inside the double quotes. That is demo.txt. It will search for this particular file inside this particular directory. Okay, let's say if I have a file. Okay, this is a folder in on my desktop. Okay, this is a file on my desktop. So let's say I am creating a file over here. Okay, that is demo.js. Sorry, demo.txt. Okay, this is the file. So what I want is, now I want to use this file in my Python. So can I be able to just do it by writing this, by writing demo.txt? Can I be able to like locate it? Huh? Can I be able to locate it?
No.
Correct. Because the particular file is in different directory. It is in on the desktop. While my particular Python program that I'm going to run is inside my Parafresh 2021 folder. Okay. So since the location is different, so we cannot access it without the particular address, the complete address. Okay. So for this, what we have to do is, for this we have to copy the file location. So that is this. Okay, and remember, I'm copying the code and just see. Okay, whenever we talk about when we use this slash now, like front slash. Okay, in Python, what we do is always use double slash to show that it is a location. A single slash won't work. Okay, let me first show you with a single slash. Okay, let's see it. Okay, so over here in the PPT, you can see the syntax is file object is equal to open, and then we have to pass the file name, comma access mode. Okay, so we have already passed the file name. Now what we have to do is, we have to pass the access mode. Now what is an access mode? Okay, so I think, yeah, we find an access mode. Okay, so what is an access mode? So access mode is how do we want the file to be opened? Okay, so in Python, there are these particular access modes that are R. Okay, so this is a default mode. Opens a file for reading only. So the R keyword stands for read. Okay, R plus opens a file for both reading and writing, placing pointer at the beginning of the file. Okay, I think the name itself, the definite description itself suggests what it does is it opens a file for you, and it is can be used for both reading and writing, while placing the pointer at the beginning of the file. Okay, and the W over here stands for opens a file for writing only. Okay, overrides the file if the file exists, and if the file does not exist, okay, it creates a new file for writing. Okay, so that's what I wanted to tell you. I wanted to show you. Okay, so let's go to the code, and first we what we will do, we will start with the R operation. R implying read. Okay, so what we will do is we will read the content of the file. Okay, and it will be stored inside this particular object. And then what we will do, we will print. Okay, we'll print file object dot read. Okay, so what it will do is this dot read function is whatever is content is inside the file, it will be like returning this. Okay, is it clear or should I repeat this part?
Clear.
Pankaj, is it clear? Jagriti, is it clear?
Yeah, yeah, it's clear.
Okay,
Yeah, it is clear.
okay, Jagriti. So what you will do? Let's run the code. Okay. Unicode coded can't decode by itself in position 2 to 3. See, it gave an error, right? Because I was using single slash. Okay, it cannot read. Okay, it cannot read the file location. It is showing a syntax error, Unicode escape character, because backslash is an escape character.
You
Okay,
need to use double slash.
correct. So we have to use double slash over here to imply that the file location is this one. Okay, so what we will do? Acha, we have also not given this. Okay, so this is the file location. Okay, so let's run the code again. See, it did not print anything because the file was empty. Let me open the file. Okay, the file is empty. Now let's write Python programming. Okay, and then what we will do, we will save the file. Now let's go to our Python file and then again run the code. See, we got the output. It read the file, whatever the content was inside the file, and it gave us output. Now you can do anything on this particular string. Okay, same way there are many formats for opening and closing of, for using of Excel file, for using of let's say CSV files, for using Word, for using PowerPoint. So those are some kinds of ways you can use the file operations. Okay, so currently we will be just using .txt file because that is not in the scope of our lectures. So we will just be focusing on .txt files for some operations. Okay, so let's say we have already used the R, like that is the read functionality of the file. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's do one thing. Let's do this. Okay. Now what we are doing is we are just, let's close this. What we are doing is we are just opening a file that is inside this folder. That is inside the Parafest folder. Okay, can you see any demo.txt in this particular area? Can you
No.
see any demo.txt? No.
No.
So let's run the code and see what the error will come. So file not found error. Okay, no such file or directory. Okay, so it will return an error if there is no particular file when we are using the read function. Okay, when we are using the read function, this particular error will pop up. So now let's change the access method. Okay, so what are the access modes? First was the R mode. Okay, that we have already used. Now let's use the W mode. Okay, so let's change it to W. So what is the short, like full form of W? Hello?
Yes.
What could be the full form of W? When we talk about file, what could be the full form of W?
Writing.
Right? So what we are doing is we are using the access mode of write to open the file. Okay, so that we can edit or we can create. So let's run the function. It will be returning nothing, not even an error. Okay, now let's go and check our over here. See, we got a demo.txt created. Okay, so what does the write function do is if there is no file with this particular name, okay, so what it will do, it will create the file and then open it for you. Okay, now let's do one thing. Let's store a variable, that is use a variable a equals to, and then pass some information into it. Python programming. Okay, this is what we are using in this particular. We will be adding to this particular demo.txt. Let me open it. This is demo.txt. Okay, that is inside the paradox fest parafest folder. Okay, so this is a string, and what we will be doing is we will be writing this particular string inside the file of demo.txt. So let's write the format, that is write file object dot write. Okay, this is a function, okay, that will be used for writing inside this particular file. And what we will do, we will pass a being a string. Okay, you can also pass it like this. Okay, so python anything. Okay, you can also write pass it like this, but what I'm doing is I'm passing the variable a. Okay, and let's run the code again. So it will again run nothing, and when we check out, it's written python programming. Okay, so okay, is it clear to you till now?
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay, is it clear to everybody, Jagriti and Priyanshi?
Yes.
Okay. So, what do you think will happen if I run the code again? Will another line with the same, will this be the output? If I run the code again, okay, this particular code, do you think this will be the output? Hello?
Maybe no.
No? Yes or no?
I
Like,
guess
let's just stay on
No.
one. No, this will not be the output. What will be the output? This or the like two statements?
Only one statement.
Pankaj? Jagriti, what about you? What do you think? Pankaj, what do you think? One or two?
one statement only.
Okay. Pankaj? I think he might be facing some issues. Okay, so like most of you have told me, it will be one statement. So let's go to the program and then again run the code. Okay, now let's go and check. So what we got is we got only one statement, because in the definition which I was showing you, it opens a file for writing only, overrides the file if the file exists. Okay, what is overwrite? That means whatever is inside the file, okay, it will remove it and then paste, or let's say it will write whatever we have passed again. Okay, so if I what I do is if I control C V V V, if I like do it for 12 times, okay, then again I run the code. Okay, again what I will get, I will just get only one statement. So whatever is written beforehand, it will all be gone. Okay, so this is what write function does. So let's move to the next access mode, that is a over here stands for append. Okay, so opens a file for appending. If the file does not exist, creates a file. Okay, so this functionality is same both in the w and a. Okay, while in the r function, what it will sorry, in the r access mode, it will return an error. Okay, but when you talk about w and a, what it will do is it will create a file if it does not exist already. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's go over here and let's change the access mode to A. Okay, and beforehand we have Python programming written. So let's change it to Java. Okay, let's write Java instead of Python so that we can understand. So let's run the code. Okay, and see what we got is we wrote Python programming, and after that we have Java programming written. So it is appending the code. Okay, so if we want this to be in a different line like Java programming, so what we can do is we can use the escape characters, that is \n. Okay, \n always stands for new line. So whenever let's run the code and you will see the difference. So \n implying that it will move to the next line. Okay, is it clear to all of you? The three file operations.
Yes, yes.
Okay, Jagriti, is it clear?
Yeah, it is clear.
Okay, so like now what you have done, we have already used the file. Okay, so after using a file, it is a good habit for a programmer to close the file, because if you leave the like file open, sometimes what happens is it stays on your memory in the RAM. Okay, and if it is like a really large, like it is a really large file, it might slow your PC down. So what we should do is we should have to remove it from the RAM. So what we can do is we can use a file object dot close. Okay, so this is the function that will close the particular file that is opened over here. Okay, so it does not return anything, but it does close the file. So let's, I've already told you about close function, write function, read function. Now let's talk about remove function. Okay, so what happens, let's say I don't want this particular demo.txt to be present. So what I will do is I will have to remove it. So I have to remove it from the directory. So what I will do is first we have to import operating system, that is OS. Okay, so this is a inbuilt library inside Python, okay, which has some inbuilt functionality for files. Okay, and whatever you can do on a terminal can also be executed through the Python. Okay, not everything, but some of the things that you can be done using the os dot like class package. So let's say os dot remove. Okay, and then what we will do, we will pass the file name. Okay, so what is the name of the file? That is demo.txt. So we'll write demo.txt. Okay, now let's run the code. So okay, so see over here, it is deleted, right? It is deleted from here. So let's open the file and see. We can check that it is already deleted. Okay, there is no demo.txt written. So what it does is os.remove, it will remove the file from your, like if you pass the file name over here, it will remove that particular file. It can not only be a file name, it can also be the location of the file. Okay, let's say I have already made a it over here now. So let's use properties to get the like location of the file. Okay, and then what I will do is I will copy the same thing over here, backslash double slash double slash double slash double double slash double slash, and then again run the code. So it's deleted from my desktop also. Okay, so it takes two arguments. Like it can take two arguments. Like it can also take the file name and it could also take the like path to that particular file. Okay, so this is the file methods. So now let's talk about some file object attributes. So what could be the file object attributes? Okay, so can anybody tell like what the attributes does a file can have? Like I've already shown the slide. So can anybody describe all the three? What the three like attributes can be?
Actually, file dot name attribute, as it mentioned that that returns the name of file, means uh, in which extension the file is, means in Python dot py is to return, and dot html dot exe file. I think, am I right, Keshav? No? The
Pankaj,
name
actually, those are the extensions. Those are not the file
okay.
names. So it will return, let's say, if we are talking about demo.txt. So what it will do is it will return us the demo. Okay, it won't return us.
Okay, the simple name
.txt.
that
Yep.
before the extension.
Please repeat your question.
Mine. I was
Yeah.
asking what would be the file object attributes. Okay, these are the file object attributes that I'm showing currently. So, like, can anybody explain all the three? So, let's move to the second attribute, that is file.mode. So it will return us what the like access mode is. So in the last part, what we were doing is we were writing over here na, a or b or sorry, a, w or r. So it will return us what the file mode we have chosen to open this particular file. Okay, so this is what the file mode is. So file.closed. Okay, this will return true if the file is closed. Over here you can see we have not closed the file yet. So what we can do is we can choose. Okay, so let's say file dot closed. Okay, so what it will do is it will return us the true value if the file is closed, and it will return us false if the file is not closed. Okay, so this is a difference. These are the three file objects that is present in Python. So now let's okay, I forgot to tell you something related to read. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's go to read. Okay, and let's remove it. Control X. We cannot write when we are in read mode. Okay, let me show you if we can write it. If this is the file, okay, so let's try to write over it. So it will sorry, we have not yet like created the file. Let's say w. Okay, and then we will run the function. We got a demo.txt with Java programming written. Okay, so now what we will do is we will use the read functionality to write something. Okay, so let's run the code. So it is returning an error that is io.unsupported operation, not writable. Since we are using the read mode, we cannot use the write mode, obviously. So it will give us an error. So there are many such let's say when you use Drive. Okay, let me show you an example. So we go to Docs, Google Docs. Okay, so let's open Google Docs. Uh, let's just create a blank blank document. So this is a document. Okay, so what is it is I can only write inside it, right? So it is used for management of like permissions. So let's say if I am the author of the particular file, only I can edit it. Okay, nobody else can unless I give them the authority to write. So there is an option over here, na, share. Okay, so we can share this particular document. Okay, and only the person can read it, not even read in sometimes, but you can share it. Okay, so some like not everyone can read it, but you can give them the functionality to read. Let's say if I open it with everybody. Okay, let's say if I open it with everybody, anyone with the link. Okay, so what I can choose over here is viewer, editor, or commenter. So viewer is a read, viewing is a read operation. Okay, and the editor is a like writing or append operation. So nobody else can use it. So we use this particular write, read, and other types of operation to understand if the user is authenticated to give us the to change something, or the user can only read it. Okay, so this is why we use the file operations in Python. Okay, so as I was telling you that there are many other functionalities. So let's remove a. Okay, so now let's do one thing. What we will do, we will print the first 5 characters of the file. Okay, so what I will do is file the object.read. Then what I will do, I will pass the size, okay, of the characters. Let's say 5. I want the first 5 characters now. So let's run it. So we got Java and one space. Okay, since the space is not visible, let's give it 6. Okay, then again run. Okay, so what is happening? Acha, so it is giving -1. Okay, so let's say if we have given 5, then it will return 4 characters, and if we give 6, it will be returning us 5 characters. Let's give it return 7. Okay, so it will return us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 characters, because space is also a character. So it will also be returning a space with it. So it will return whatever characters we have given, like let's say 7. It will always return one less than that particular number. Okay, so like this we can also use this. I think there is a function called read line. Okay, so let's run the code. Read lines, I guess. Read lines, and then I think we have to pass a number that is 1. So what it will do is it will read all the lines. Okay, and it will return us a string. Okay, so let's just use the read lines. So yeah, it will return us this it will return us in a list format. Okay, this is a list now. So this one over here, what is written over here is a next line, correct? So it is replaced by a \n. Let's remove this okay, from here, and in the next line what we will do, we will write Python. Okay, in the next line we will write Ruby. Okay, and in the next line we will write C++. Okay, now what do? Again we run the code. Okay, so whatever we do is we are getting everything in a new line, na. So backslash n is always appended at the back. Okay, a backslash n is always appended because you like hit enter over here, so it is appended. And see, after like all lines, each lines, let's say if we are talking about Java programming, it is in one particular like list. Okay, Python is another element in the particular list, Ruby is another element in the particular list, and C++ is another element in the particular list. So like this, what we can do is we can get each lines. Okay, so you know what a CSV file is? Anybody over here know what a CSV file is? Comma separated value file. Does anybody know what a CSV file is?
It saves the important information in the web.
No, no, that's not a CSV file. Okay, let me show you one file. Okay, what a CSV file looks like. So let me open it with code only. So see, a CSV file as the name suggests, comma separated value. So each value, okay, this is a table. Okay, see, it's showing me to open in on a Excel. So let me open it on Excel. Okay, so what it is doing is it is it is a comma separated value. So see, name, email, address, phone number, profile. Okay, so whatever is in like below it, it is the value of that particular row. Okay, if this, sorry, for this particular column. So name, like below the name is Seema and Geeta. Okay, and below the email is both their emails and address, phone numbers, and profile. Correct. So in the same manner, when you talk about this particular field, okay, whatever is inside this comma, what we can do is we will separate it with the commas. Okay, so I think yesterday, if Amit taught you about strings, okay, there was a function known as split. Okay, so let's do one thing. We will read this prof.csv file. Okay, and let me show you one thing. Okay, so let's do one thing. We will read this prof.csv file. Okay, let's read it. And what we will do, we will first print the complete lines. Okay, so let's run the code. We got these complete lines, correct? That is name. In this first line, it was name, email, address, phone number, profile, and then a new line that is backslash n. In the next line, we had Seema, her email, Nadipur, her number, and her profile. Okay, similarly, it was closing over here. uh, uh, it is closing over here. Okay, and then from the next line we have Geeta's information. So let's do one thing. What we will do, we will use a for loop. Okay, and let's put it inside a variable, that is file object, let's say lines. Okay, we are using the lines as the variable, and then for line, in lines. Okay, so what it will give us, let's print it. Okay, I am showing you step by step so that you don't get confused. Okay, so let's print it. So see, it is printing line by line. Okay, first it printed this, and then it printed this, and then it printed this. Okay, so let's do one thing now. What we will do is we will split it. Since after every information we are getting a comma, right? Like let's say if after name we are getting a comma. Okay, from there the email is starting. So what we can do is we can split it. So if line is our string, okay, it is returning a string. Are you following, or is it becoming messy for you? Guys, is it becoming messy, or is it like you're following?
A
Yeah,
bit
yeah, I'll follow.
messy.
Okay, a bit messy.
Yeah, yeah, bit complicated. It's
Okay, okay.
kind
Complicated.
of
Just give
bit
me a minute.
complicated.
I will just resolve your issue. Just give me a minute.
Okay, just step by step, just uh, go with ease concept so that you can understand.
Okay, guys. So let me explain it. Okay, on Excel. So you can understand that this particular A column is for name. Can anybody go with me?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So let's say you know that A first column is for name. Okay, since the name of over here suggests. Similarly, the B column is for email, and C is for address, D is for phone, and E for profile. Right.
Yes.
So over here in this particular, these are the two like columns that we are getting. Sorry, rows that have the data, right?
Yeah.
So when we open the CSV file, what is happening is each column, okay, the name column, see, after the name, they are getting a comma. Are you understanding? After name, what you are getting is a comma, right?
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
After email, then we are getting email, then we are again getting a comma.
Comma.
Okay, you can see over here also, we are getting a comma. Okay, so what does the CSV file mean? Okay, first let me like make you understand what a CSV file is. CSV is from the full form. It is comma separated value. Okay, comma separated value. Comma separated meaning separated. That is the name and the email are separated using a comma. Okay, the value that is Seema and her email, those are separated using a comma. The address and the email is separated using a comma.
Means two values are separated by comma.
Comma, right?
Okay.
Okay, so comma CSV file. If anybody asks you in future, so it is a comma separated value. Okay, and it is separated using a comma between two file like values. Okay, this Seema is a value. Okay, and Seema email is also a value.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
So both
Yeah.
of them are separated using a comma. So that's why we are using CSV. We are calling it CSV file.
Hmm.
Okay. Now is it clear what a CSV file is first?
Yes. Sir.
Okay. So okay, let me now explain what I am doing over here. Okay. So I will, as usual, I will be using Paint to describe what I am doing. Okay. So let's say first what I will do, I will create a table. Okay, so that it is easy to understand. This is the name. Okay. This is the email. Okay. This is the address. This is the profile,
One.
and this is the phone number. Yeah, this is the phone number, and this is the profile. Okay, don't think about the uh, like logic or like what to say, what comes first, like name comes first or that. Okay, we'll be discussing that inside the CSV file, but let's take it like this only so that you don't get confused. Name, email, address, phone number, profile. Okay, so let's do it one thing. Name, email, address, phone, and that is the profile. Okay, so this is other columns of my table, right?
Right.
Okay, and we have got two columns. Okay, we have got two. Let's say we have got this one and this one. We have got two values, that is for Seema and for Geeta. Okay, and what I want is now I want this particular table format. Huh? Okay, using Python. What I will do is I will print this particular format. Okay, where on my console over here. I want this to be printed over here. Are you getting what I want?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I want this particular format on my over here. So for that, what I will do is first, since you can see that each and every line in this particular file, okay, we are getting different values, right? Okay, in one line we are getting all the values of Seema. In the other line we are getting all the values of Geeta,
Yes.
right?
Hmm.
So now what we will do is, uh, what we will do, we will use read lines. Okay, so in this in the .py file, you can see the read line function. Okay, this read lines, what it is doing is it will return each and every line. Okay, in a list format. What is a list? Can anybody tell me what is a list? Till now, I think everybody knows what a list is.
Yeah.
So what a list is? I want a definition, proper definition for a list.
Hello.
Yeah, what a list
Yeah.
is.
A list is actually created by means it is defined by square brackets with place items and separated by commas.
Okay. So exactly what we can say is we can also use. So list is what, storing more than one value.
Yeah.
In
So
single variable.
correct. So lines is a single variable. Okay, and we are storing all the lines by separating by comma. Okay, this is one line. Okay. So what we are doing in Python is, let me again print the lines. Okay, I'll print lines for you. Let's remove it and then again run the code. See what it is. What you are getting is. Let me minimize the screen now. Is it like more visible? So see over here, what we are getting is, we are getting the content of the first line. Correct. This is the first line. We are getting the content of the first line. Then we are getting a comma. Okay. After that, what we are getting, the content of the second line. Okay, we are getting the content of the second line till the next comma, till here. Correct. We are getting it.
Yes. Yes.
And then again we are getting the third line's content till the end. Correct.
Yes. Correct.
So this is how we can use read lines. So what does read line do is, it will separate all the lines, okay, and store the complete lines in the form of a list. Okay. Now is it clear what the read line function do, or should I repeat again?
No, no, it's clear.
Is it clear to everybody? Priyamda and Priyanshi, both of you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, getting you.
Okay. So this is what will the read lines function return us. Okay, it will return the complete file. Okay, each and every line will be in different element. Okay, this is one element, this is the next element, this is the third element. If I had something on the line fourth and fifth, it will also read it. Okay, so now let's do one thing. What we'll do, we'll use a for loop for line in lines. Now everybody knows that we can use like for loop for list. Correct. We can use for loop inside the list. So now what I will do, I will print each and every line. That is, this is one line. Correct. So what I will do, I will print this line, and then I will print this line, and then I will print this line. Okay. So let's run the code. Okay. So okay, first I have to remove this so that it doesn't get confusing. Again. Okay. So this is what we got over here. We got the first line, then we got a break, and then we got the second line. Again, then we got the third line. Okay, is it clear what the line is signifying over here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody? Okay. So now what we will do is, we will split it. Okay. So there is a function in string. Okay. We are getting it inside in the form of a string. This is a string. Okay. The read lines, what it will do is, it will return you the value in the form of a string. So what we can use is, we can do one thing. We can store like name, email, address, and phone. Okay, all of those are separated by comma, right? So what we can do is, we can make a list, okay, which we call as words. Okay, this is words, which is equal to line dot split. Okay, and we have to give over the sep, that is for separator, is equal to comma. Okay, does anybody has any doubt till now? Or do, or if they want me to explain what is happening over here, I will explain it.
Can you explain last line?
This line.
Yeah.
Okay, so first what I will do, let me run it. Okay. Okay, let me just run the first line, that is the name. Okay, I'll just print this statement, this line. Okay, I think then you will get it. So let's do one thing. We will do lines of 0 dot split. Okay, just I am doing what I am using this particular line. Okay, so just don't look at the code now. Okay, just understand the concept first. So Okay, I have to print the word. Sorry, print words. See, what is happening over here is whatever we are getting, okay, after comma, see, it will take it one value. Okay, in the Excel file, what you are getting is name, then email, then address, then phone number, then profile. Okay, those all are separated by commas, right? So what we did is we separated it in the form of list. Okay, this is a list. Ramda, this is a list, right?
Yeah.
So what we did is we separated each value, that is name. Okay, whatever is before
Name.
comma, it will be one value, and whatever is after comma, it will be another value.
Yeah.
Are you saying something?
No, getting you.
Are you
Every
sure
value
now?
is
You're getting.
separated by Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So it is separated by comma. So whatever the value is before the comma, it will be given as one value. Okay. Then over here, the comma is not of this comma. It is not this comma. It is a comma of the list. It is not the comma of this CSV file. Okay. Don't confuse.
Okay.
This comma is not from here. It is a comma from this like list. Okay.
Okay.
So again, that whatever value we're getting after the comma, that is email. This part, okay, email. Okay, then we are storing it in another value. Again, the address is stored in another value. Phone number is stored in another value. Profile is stored in another value. Okay, now what we are getting a backslash n
One
over here,
line.
right?
It
Yeah,
means
that is a new line.
it will print. Yeah.
That's a new line. So what can we do is, okay, so I won't be confusing you. Okay, now let's do one thing. We will use for line. We will use the last statement, that is line in lines. Okay, and we will print each and every line. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's run the code. Okay, so see, what we are getting is the same exact line that we were getting before this part, and then in the next part we are getting this next statement, comma separated, right, in the form of a list. Again we got Gita in the form of a list. So this is what we can do using Python. Okay, so now what we can do, we have got each word. Okay, if you see we are getting each value, right? We are getting each value in like commas separated. That is Geeta in one, or her email in another comma, then Pokhara in another comma, and similarly all the other uh, values in another comma. Is everybody getting?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, Priyamda. Priyansha, are you getting?
Yeah.
Are you sure now? Because like I think it's not getting messy out now, right?
No, not right now.
Okay. So what this is returning, we are getting the words. That is all these, like whatever the comma is after. Okay, we are getting those. So see over here. Okay, so what we are getting is we have gotten like kind of a loophole. Okay, so see, we are getting a comma over here also. Okay, and see what did Python do is it removed, like it also thought it as comma. Okay, another value, and use it as another value, right? So we need to remove this comma from here so that we get a like perfect answer. Okay, let me do one thing. I will have to change it from here. So now let's run the code again, and you will see that it does not do any, like now it's just taking it one string. See, before it was taking different string, right? It was taking Geeta is a teacher, then comma, and then the next string was there. But now it is taking the same string. Okay, so we need this. Now let's do one thing. What we will do is we will create a table. Correct. What now we have got is uh, we have got all the data. Okay, comma separated. Now we have to print a table like this on our console. Okay, Just don't get on the UI. Just what you'll doing is name, and below the name, both the names will be there. Below email, both their emails will be there. Not this particular table. Okay, we're not be drawing this table. So again, what we'll do, we will do for word in words. Okay, because it is a list, and we can traverse to a list using the for loop. Okay, and then what we will do, we will print, okay, each word. So what we'll do, we'll print word, okay, and then we will end it with tab backslash t. Okay, backslash t stands for tab. That is tab spacing. Okay, so I think it will do, and let's remove these words from here. Let's run the code. So what we got is backslash n over here now. So for that, what we have to do is we have to remove the backslash n. Okay, we are getting a backslash n. That's why it's not like looking good. So for that, what we will do is we will be using we will removing that backslash n. So let's do one thing. Yeah, there is another function known as uh, replace. Okay, we can use replace. So what we can do is before printing it, what we will do, whatever whenever we get a backslash, so word dot replace, okay, replace, and then what we will do, the old string, that is backslash n, okay, and we'll replace it with nothing. Okay, so now let's run the code again. Okay, we are getting the same output. Okay, so do one thing. Acha, I got it. So print on the next line. Yeah, now we got it. See, because the last time it was not going in a good ident because it was just printing backslash t. Okay, we were not getting any space over here. That's why it printed a backslash t over here, and then it showed us the output. But in the recent one, you will see. And let me minimize it so that it is in the form of a table. Okay. See over here, it is not so good because we cannot ident in Python, like in terminal, like we can do over in a table. Okay. Since emails are like too long, we cannot use it, right? So that's why it's coming like this. But you can get the gist now. The name is below name, email. Then we are getting the address, that is Nadipur and Pokhara. Then we are getting their phone numbers. Then we are getting their profile. So like this, we can use in Python. Okay. So this is a small example of what we can do using Python and file read operations. Okay. Does anybody have any doubt regarding this particular program or anything that I've like taught before? Priyamda, you have any doubt? Priyanshu, you have any doubt?
No, no.
Okay. Okay, guys. So if nobody has any doubt, then uh, the file operations are, I think, is complete. Okay. So these are some of the important file objects. Okay, you can try it yourself. Like file.seek, offset and reference point. The seek method changes the current position of the file. The file default reference points are 0, that is the beginning of the file, the 1 the current position, and 2 as the end of the file. Okay, so file.tell method, the current position within the file. So these are some of the operations that you can use using Python. Okay, these are already given in your like notes that we have uploaded. Okay, and okay, so these are some of the sequences that you can index slicing. Okay, these are some of the operations that are used in strings. So from tomorrow onwards, what we will be doing is tomorrow we will be making a project. Okay. So today is Friday. Tomorrow is so on 26th, that is tomorrow. What we will do is we will do a project. Okay. We will be making a calculator using GUI. Okay. The thing that I showed you in the last class, what we will be doing is we will be making that particular calculator as our project. Okay, so because it mostly covers all the functions, it covers the class, it covers GUI. That's why we chose that particular uh, as our project, that particular calculator as our project. Okay, so this is a small demo. Okay, whatever changes you want, you can do it according to you. You can color it like 1, you can color 2, you can color 3, whatever you want. Okay, I'm just over here to show you what it would look like. Okay, so let's say -9 is equal to, so whatever the calculation is, you can do it. Okay, so tomorrow we will be doing this particular uh, particular calculator program. Okay,
Okay.
Okay.
and by tomorrow we will be completing this particular course, and later on whatever the updates are, okay, we will be updating you, and shortly you will be getting some news on your WhatsApp group. Okay, be sure to check it.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so guys, you can leave the meeting, or if you have any doubt then you can stay and ask it.